Good afternoon. I just thought I'd nip out to the Fylde coast to do a little vlog. I came out last night and basically had a nightmare. Got a Phantom 4 Pro and the sunset was beautiful, and yeah, the controller didn't want it to connect to the actual drone itself, so I wasted about 45 minutes, and by that time the sun had disappeared and vanished, and yeah, so I've got the drone in my hand at the moment, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it, just concentrate on getting one shot. There's a rusty old boat that's in the water. The weather's fairly grim, but I want to do some long exposure with a 10-stop filter, so it doesn't really matter what the weather's like. I'm walking and talking, which I kind of like and I kind of don't like, to be fair. Not too sure, to be honest. I much prefer doing the old tripod down trick and then walking past it and all that stuff, rather than doing the walking and talking. So as you can see, I've just got to my location in Lytham, and there is a boat, but as you can see, guess what? The tide's yeah, completely out. It's never normally this low, so another lesson that I've learnt. Just basically check your tide times, but the tide's at high tide tonight at 8 o'clock, so normally it's well in on its way in by now. So anyway, So that's the setup I'm going for. It's very simple, there's no water, so the boat's not going to move about a lot. In fact, it's not going to move about at all, and actually as we speak the tide's coming in. At the moment I'm going to go for, I think I've got a 10 stop filter on and a 0.6 grad, and I'm going to go for a 2-minute exposure because the weather is pretty grim, to be fair. So what I'll do is I'll set it off, and if the image is any good, this is a first shot, I shall post the image. If it's not, I'll take another one until I get a little better result anyway. So I'll go for 2 minutes and I'll post the image. So this will be the last image of the day, and I'll walk back to the car after this shot. But if it's any good, I shall post it. So I've took my last image, and as you can see the boat there now, it's just being covered by a little tiny bit of water. The great thing about these boats is, this fishing boat here, and if I turn around a little touch, I think it's just over there, there's a yacht, and basically what it is stuck in the mud. So if you do a long exposure, the problem sometimes when we do long exposures is, for instance on the jetty you're quite alright because the jetty doesn't move, or if you go to Ashness jetty and Durham water, that doesn't move. But sometimes when we do long exposures of boats, the movement, it rocks and stuff, and for me sometimes they don't look quite right. If you want to do a long exposure, you want your subject to be completely still and capture the movement everywhere else, whereas this boat there, it's normally you can catch it with water around it without it moving. There's a few old boats over the other side there that they don't move, they're full of sand, so you can practice your long exposures, you can come down and spend the whole afternoon here, and you will capture some glorious images, to be fair. Like you've got the tractors, there's all sorts, to be honest. You could actually spend a day in Lytham. A bit further down the road there's the beach huts, and a bit further on down there obviously there's Blackpool and St Mary's Shell and Mary's Shell and Cleveley's and Rossall. So the Fylde coast is really good for a day out. If you want to come from Manchester or you want to come from Cumbria, you've got loads of options, to be fair. And even actually in Fleetwood, which is not too far from Mary's Shell, which is the old fishing shipwrecks, they look really good. So if you wanted a long exposure day, the Fylde coast has got lots to answer for, really, to be fair. So anyway, don't listen to the waffling, so don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I really hope you enjoy the images. So yeah, ta-ra for now.